Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Bergman, and I'm here today to talk to you about 7 effective techniques or tips to use when you present to your audience. So let's get started. Number 1, the first thing I want you to know is the most important thing, and that is put your needs on a shelf. Be interested rather than interesting. If you're really worried about what people are going to think of you, they're not going to think much of you because you're too concerned about yourself and what they're thinking of you than you are thinking about them. Be interested more than you are interesting. That's number 1. And I would say on that same note, let's get everybody comfortable. If you're presenting to a live audience, get out your wild orange or your favorite oil that you use and have everyone use it right from the beginning just to calm everybody's emotion and help everyone feel a little more centered and grounded. So step number 1, be interested. Step number 2, tell your story. Let other people know why you're there. What interested you first in the business opportunity? And I would start with the business opportunity. Tell them why they should care so much. Keep this part very short, less than 5 minutes. Let them know how you came into the position that you are in. And feel free to share your challenges. What wasn't working before? Was it a time problem? Was it a money problem? Was it both? Maybe there were some health issues. Very briefly, you can share your challenges and then talk about how doTERRA was the solution for you. Number 3, set up your intention with everyone. Now, this is something you want to do actually before you ever do your presentation or meet with your people. Kind of send your energy forward in time as you imagine the perfect scenario, what you want happening in your class. Think of that in advance. This part is letting your class know what your intention is, letting your audience know what you're going to tell them and what you want, what you expect from them. And you can be fairly bold. You can say, my intention is for everyone here to get these amazing essential oils into their home and to learn more about how to use them so that their families can benefit in a positive, healthy way. Something simple that really sounds more like your own words and your own personality. Bring that in, but let people know essentially that you intend to enroll them. You may not stand up and say, I intend to enroll you, but that is what your body language is going to tell them in the beginning, is that you're there for that purpose. And then they can be prepared mentally and emotionally for that invitation when you invite them to enroll at the end. Then you come to talking about the products. You're going to want to talk about products that are relevant to them. So hopefully in the beginning you've had time to talk to your audience, ask them questions about what they're interested in. If you haven't, then you can take this opportunity to just ask the audience right then and there what they want to learn about, what's important to them, why they came in the first place. Then it will be easier for you to relate the products that you're talking about to your audience because they will be relevant to them. They will want to know because it will have to do with them. And I would say target, if you have a large audience, you're going to want to target the majority and not single just one person out. These are the things that you want to include in every presentation. What is an essential oil? How do you use it? And why doTERRA? Now, the last one is really important because we do have a lot of competitors who have come into the marketplace who want to take the highest quality niche out of the market, which is not, it's taken. doTERRA's already taken that. So be sure and let people know that we really are not only the #1 selling essential oils in the world, but we are unmatched in the quality that we bring to the marketplace. Okay, number 5, this is when you want to share a success story about the product. Something simple, it can be borrowed, it doesn't have to be your own story. If it's personal, it can be, keep it very short, but let people know another reason, another somewhat of a testimonial about the product and why it works and how it's useful. If I had time, I'd give a brief example, but I'm trying to keep this video short for your benefit. So just think of a really simple example of how an essential oil or one of the doTERRA products has benefited you or someone else at the end of your presentation. On that note, I do want to just give you a warning. People's minds absolutely turn off after an hour. So you want to tailor your information to less than an hour. You want to start wrapping things up at about 45 minutes into the presentation at the latest, because otherwise you lose people. I'm just saying it's better to say less and keep it short than try to cram everything in. And just remember to invite people to future presentations if you didn't get to share everything with them. Okay, so number 6. This is when you talk about 3 kinds of people, and you are able to tell your audience to self-select which person they are. Person number 1 is a consumer. You're going to talk to them about what you personally do for consumers, which is something along the lines of helping them find products that they need at the very best possible price. And you can mention the loyalty rewards program at this point. You may talk about it toward the end as you're introducing the kids, and talk about how this is a very consumer-friendly program. I want you to learn about that program so it's very easy to explain it in a succinct way that customers can understand. I've heard people refer to it as the free product program, which I love because that gives the benefit to the customer. And I was going to say on those lines, one thing I skipped. When you're talking about products, be sure that you're talking about the benefits versus just the features. The features might be the scientific name of the product, or that it contains some kind of chemical compound in it. You want to talk about why they care. What is the benefit of using lavender? How will it make them feel? What will it make their skin look like? Talk about the benefits over just the features. Okay, number 2 is your sharer. What kind of language does a sharer need to hear from you? They might need to hear that they can get credit for talking with their friends and their family about this. You may encourage them or incentivize them in some way to host a class for you, invite them to put it on the calendar that night. I like to bring little tiny party favors for them. I might break open an intro kit and give them a choice of one of the 3 5-milliliter oils if they will agree to host a class and put it on the calendar that night, or share with their friends. This can be an online presentation as well. So I let sharers know that we will take care of sharers and show them how to share. And the third person is a builder. And who's the builder? Well, you might say something like, if you think that you are interested in doing something like what I am doing and building a business, whether it's to create a small amount of income or to replace your income, then I would like to talk to you. And you may even, if you have time at the end of the class, do a very, very brief overview of what that compensation plan looks like. I found it's kind of tough to fit everything in, so I have a handout for a live class that has that kind of details our business compensation plan and lets them know that this is a viable business opportunity. And I take that time when I talk about builders to explain that to them. And then the step number 7 is review 2 or 3 product options enrollment kits. I also feel like, especially at the introduction, people tend to feel like they need to know more. I don't know enough. You've barely told me anything about the products. How do I know what kit to buy? So I make it very clear to them that all of the kits are great, and all of them are designed to meet the most basic needs. So whatever kit they choose, they're going to get their basic needs met, and that you will be meeting with them to help customize those choices for them and make it easier for them. So one of my leaders talked to me about this in comparison to, let's say you're going to Cheesecake Factory where they have a huge menu. and often you might ask the waitress or the waiter to guide you and direct you in your decisions because there are so many options. Think of yourself as the waiter, in which you are simply asking them, do you like pasta or do you like fish? Do you like vegetables or salads, or are you looking more for some heartier dishes? That's kind of going to be the way that you help them decide what they are wanting by asking questions and giving them options. And then you're going to be able to just make suggestions based on those options. I always like to tell them what the most popular kit is, so I don't necessarily take the time to go over every single one. Often I will recommend a kit based on the general audience's needs. If they're all talking about detox, well, then that's going to be the most popular kit, isn't it? Is our Cleanse and Restore kit. So give them those options. Let them know that you will be meeting with them and following up with them. And then this is the most important thing. This is bonus step number 8. I should have included that as my list of 7. And that is ask for the sale. So meet with them, and you may find an easy way to bring up the conversation and just ask them what they liked most about the class. Make it a positive, so that they can only give a positive answer by asking what they like most. And then ask them if they would like to get their account set up today. Make sure you extend the question. You may not get an answer unless you ask the question. So those are my 7 steps and plus my 8 bonus step. Let me just quickly review. Be interested in them more than you try to be interesting yourself. Tell your story. Set your intention in front of the class. Talk about the products that are relevant to your audience. What is an essential oil? How do you use it? And most importantly, why doTERRA? Number 5, share a product success story. Number 6, invite them to self-select between being a consumer, a sharer, and a builder. Number 7, review 2 to 3 options of the enrollment kits that we have available. And the bonus number 8 is ask for the sale. I hope this helped you with your presentation. I would invite you to you can go to Aroma Tools or My Oil Business. You can even download presentations off of the internet if you want help with some of the verbiage of those presentations. There's so many of them. Many of them are scripted out already for you. So find a presentation that feels right for you and that, again, targets your audience. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much for listening.